The anonymous librarian is proud to present you an extract from Tracking On in the Company of Brave Men by Denise Reitz. I remembered that in all the years of trench fighting, neither side had ever achieved a complete breakthrough. Verdun, the Somme, Passchendaele, and the March Offensive had cost millions of men, and every one of them had failed. Now another attempt was to be made. And although we knew that the alternative would be to sit down and look at the Germans for another winter, yet the thought of the lives that would be lost kept us a silent party as we stood surveying the grim sea. Ladies and gentlemen, miscreants, modifiers, I am the anonymous librarian. You can call me Al, and welcome to the show. This week's programming. It's time for another reading update for this week. As you knew, I bit off a bit more than I could chew. Or so I alleged. And now it's the last day of the month. Did I finish my books? Did I finish the ones that I was supposed to finish? Or I'm supposed to finish today? Am I going to finish them if I haven't finished them yet? These are the big questions in life. These are the most important things happening in the world right now. And I know that's what you want to know about. So let's get into it right now. No more time wasting. And we start as we start always with the comics and manga. So last week I was just about to start last update, whatever. But it's last week also. Who cares? I was just about to start volume 4 of Saga, and yes, I completed it because of course I completed 6 chapter volume. Saga is just, man, I love one thing that this chapter leans into the weird and craziness of this world that was created by, I'm guessing, Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. I'm assuming since they are the writer and the artist they created. And what a world. Just getting into weirder and interesting places, like into the entertainment in this world, and a bit more of the hierarchy of one of the specific groups that we haven't learned a lot about yet. That was fascinating. I mean, this is still Saga, still just crushing it. And where the other ones, and I was expecting like this to be a rebuild because volume 3 kind of ended on a big bang and was like, okay, we're going to have to now rebuild from to another big thing. And it did that. But what I loved about doing that is we really got a chance to see a family dynamic instead of where the main characters were always on the run. Here they settle down a bit. And you can see them working together as a family, how that works. It's one thing to fall in love. It's another thing to stay in love and become a family and raise a thing together. And that was fascinating for me to see the interactions and the troubles and the absolute chaos. And then the new characters that are introduced are fascinating, especially, let's say, a quasi-villain type character. It's hard to really say. And also, anti-hero would also not even be the right term to use. Just a fascinating new character and what he is doing. There's a joke in here that can only work in this. This thing's so heavy to do a crowd. That can only work in this world. And it's the greatest joke ever. And so I can't tell it to anybody because you need to read it to get to it. But it's perfect. It's such a perfect, brilliant joke. The moment it happened, I was like, yeah. Great. And that's something this one really got me in a feeling like, is that gonna happen? Oh no, don't hurt me like this. Don't hurt me, don't do that. It happened a lot. And it was also understandable. Heartbreaking, beautiful, Man. So, and then still the love, still the crazy world, still the wonder. Saga is becoming my happy place. I become my happy place and my nose. I'm so invested in Ilana and Marco's journey and their little girl's journey. It is it is Saga is something special, and I love how the way they are kind of having to rebuild, but they getting us into a new interesting thing. So okay, we can develop some things more. We can do a lot more with it. Some characters were in there less than others, but I appreciate it because another character I felt like it was fascinating, but he often got regulated to the background. He really got his time to shine in this one, and that was awesome. And even though the others were kind of regulated to the outside, when they finally showed up, it was awesome as well. And you can see now it's like the way this one ends has me so excited for the next. Which is, whoa, I need to find out. Now I have to read other stuff first, right? I can't just go straight into this and just read Saga all the time. But so Saga keeps crushing it as always. So after that, I had picked up and I've now read like 2 days of it because I read right before this one. Yeah, wait a minute, let me just take some coffee. I need some. I got a migraine or whatever. So I'm on some drugs. So if I sound a little bit nonsensical, it's because I'm on drugs today. Over-the-counter drugs, legal drugs, not illegal type, but yeah. Just so you know. After that, of course, I picked up for my first June read. Even though this is like, I'm obviously gonna read most of June. Vinland Saga, Book 4 by Makoto Yukimura. And it's like Escalon on the front, the crown on his head. A king is born. Yeah. Now, if I said Saga already hit me in the feels, this one already broke my heart. Just in 2 days, break my heart. I knew it was gonna happen, and that happened. But they just plunge it. Vikings, huh? Even emotionally, the Vikings are not nice to you when you're reading it. But it also sets the stage. How these early chapters just set the stage for what feels like it's going to be a crazy, crazy book. And that we finally get a little bit more of King Sven. Because he's been kind of like a peripheral character to this point. We've never seen his face, we see his face for the first time. In this one. Yeah, I need that coffee. Guys, I need a coffee. I need a coffee today, okay? I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And the chapter where I ends on a like, what's matching? But then it also boils to something that's crazy that's about to happen now. It's like, Makoto, there's nothing. Vinland Saga. I love this. Like Saga and Vinland Saga. I don't think I will be surprised if I ever have a year like this again. The fact that I'm reading this and Saga and Vinland Saga in the same year. Magic. My favorite comic and my favorite manga at this point in time. Yeah. So that is it. That was my update. Yeah, I think it will take most of the week to finish Vinland Saga Book 4. So I'm not gonna. I don't even want to mention whatever it is I'm getting up next because I think it might. We'll get there if we get there. I am here. I'm alive. I am alive. Don't doubt me when I tell you I'm alive, and I'm doing good. Tired. It's like thudding in the back of my head, it's like it's the one of those migraines that it feels like somebody's just there in the back of your head, poking, like knocking on the back on the skull, like, hey, are you there? Are you there? Nah, it's not. Done with that. Let's move on to get like to some serious stuff. Let's get to the nonfiction. Huh? I was supposed tracking on by the next race. I've been reading it this week. Technically, I'm supposed to finish it today, right? Because this is the last day of the month, and I'm supposed to finish the last day of the month. Well, have I finished it? Not quite. I have 50 pages to go. So am I gonna finish it today? Most likely, but I won't guarantee it because you'll see why. Yeah. But if I don't finish it today, I will definitely finish it tomorrow. Tomorrow. It's only a day away. Yeah. Of course, yeah. It's like that song. It's an awesome song. I love you tomorrow. It's only a day away. Yeah, it's only a day away. Now, who doesn't know that tomorrow is only a day away? If you don't know tomorrow's only a day away, I have no hope for you. So last week we ended with I ended on the East Africa when they were still fighting in East Africa. Now we are fully in the trenches of World War One. Hectic. And also, it's like, and the Nations is this interesting character. All the theaters he's been in before, like in the Anglo-Boer War and Commando, and then when he was in Namibia, and then in East Africa, and this one, he's one of those strange guys. He seems to always not get injured, or only very little injured, while other people around him like just get the worst things happen to them, right? When he gets to the trench now, it's like, nah. He's already been injured twice and been out of commission for like months. The amount of people, and this is horrific. Like, and he tells you about this guy, and then and tells you how he sees this guy die, and then the amount of people, and just like this one battle. Yeah, I think it was the March Offensive. Like, and the thing when they do the March Offensive, I don't know, not the one from the Germans. There was one from whatever the one they call it when the British went. But I think they cost like 80,000 men to take it. Like that's casualties. 80,000 casualties. As casualties, if you don't know, it is dead, wounded, and missing. All those three is casualties. But 80,000 in a day. That's insane. But it was to break the Hindenburg Line. And then change the war, because it went out of the trenches into the open warfare again, which is where I am now with the open warfare in France. Oh, it's insane. You just can't think that any human beings could ever go through this and be even halfway sane after something like that. The World War One has a particular, like, an horrific element to it. That's especially the infantry and foot soldiers had to go through. That is wild. The shells and just exploding. You just seeing your friend being blown up by a shell right next to you. Yeah. But in it, but then also like the spirit that people keep, like the strange humor that develops around. He has a lot of anecdotes about like just strange humor, like stuff. I can like, this is not this like just how people. One of the things when he got injured, and this is funny. So they take him to like he was still in the trench, but there was this guy that would like do some cooking for the mesh, and he would get supplies, and then you kind of had to buy it from him, whatever, or you had to pay for whatever he's provided. And he makes for Dinesh while Dinesh is lying there, not able to really walk, with shrapnel in his leg. He makes him like a bacon and egg breakfast thing, nice. So he got this position. The doctor comes to Dinesh, says, "Listen, you need to get to the back so you can go to the ambulance. We don't have stretcher bearers anymore. They were all killed. So you're gonna have to get there on yourself, or have some other soldiers help you." Fine, okay. Dinesh says, "Okay, fine." His captain gives him 2 guys to help him. Okay. One is but while the doctor is saying this and he's organizing this, the guy from the mesh is looking at him like, giving him a weird look. And Dinesh is like, he doesn't know why the guy's giving him a weird look. And then he starts, the 2 guys that the captain gives him to help him, starts taking him to the back. And he's really struggling, shrapnel in his leg, really bad. In pain. And then as they are going back, there's still shell fire going around, everything while they're doing. This guy from the mesh hall comes running up to him and gives him a bowl for the food. He says, "No, you need to pay for this." Then like they say, "You know what? I'll pay for it when I get back." Okay. And then the guy just gives him the guy like, "No, this guy's clearly gonna pay for it." Like, dude, you're looking for the money. The guy is dying here. He's got shrapnel. He's like he can barely walk. He needs to get himself to safety. It is insane. It is such a good book. Dinesh is such a great narrator to follow. I think at this point I'm enjoying this more than I enjoyed Commando. And that's saying a lot because Commando is great. I think the only reason Commando is more famous in this one because Commando is about the Anglo-Boer War, and there's not that many accounts like in journals of the Anglo-Boer War yet. Of the First World War, there's endless accounts, endless journals. As I think that's the only reason this one is not as popular as Commando. But if you ask me, this one is even better and more interesting than that. Great recommendation. So hopefully, if not today, I'm gonna finish it tomorrow. Then I will be picking up for the Hollywood on the Veld by Ted Butter about a movie mogul that decided, nah, he's not going to make his movie empire in Hollywood, but he's going to make it in Johannesburg, in the gold fields, at the turn of the 19th century. I'm really excited to get into this. If you want to know more about what it was, check my TBR out. I read a bit more about it. But yeah, really excited to get into it. And so that means we are done with the non-fiction, and we have to move on quickly to the Mundane Fiction. Mundane Fiction. What was I reading on Mundane Fiction? Well, you guys know. Let's hold it on. I'm still busy with Ken Follett's Eye of the Needle. I have about 170 pages left, which is probably too much to finish today. But I think I'll actually finish it tomorrow because they are really. The big printed small pages, you can go through a lot. It's like one page in like tracking on is 2 pages in here at least. And it's one of those stories that put you in a real crime thriller drama. I said it last week, but also like the sheer intelligence of the characters in here. They feel intelligent. And it makes this cat and mouse game really stressing and exciting. It gives it a sense of excitement and suspense that is just brilliant and perfect. What Ken Follett was able to do here, fantastic. And the characters are just great characters. And when they do make mistakes, it feels like earned mistakes. It's like, I would have made that same mistake, for sure. And when they do something like, I wouldn't even think of that. And you know me, I'm a genius. So if I would not have think of it, if I would have made that mistake, then it's impressive. It is impressive. I love this. The way he balances just great characters with excitement and compelling stuff happening. And I mean, you are following basically. He's a German spy. Now, so we can say he's a Nazi spy. He's not fully a Nazi, but I mean, he's still working for the Germans. So, and he has a bit of a relationship with a certain Mr. Adolf as well. So, I mean, if you're not a Nazi, you're very close. You're very close to being Nazi. And yet, he's such a compelling character, and you enjoy and you understand him, and you want to follow him. And you're like, oh, if this guy was just on the other side, it was just, and it's even like, gee, wow, if this guy could only have worked for us, like the guys out there were like, this guy could only work for us. Damn, but he's good, man. And we are now. I'm curious because now the part I reached is there's a little bit of a change in drama. There's a little bit more of a, and that's not. I'm not spoiling it. You can find it on the thing. It's like he meets a lady. Now we've already met the lady at a bit and stuff, and we know a bit about her. So now it's getting into that. Now is that going to be? So far, it's very compelling as well and interesting. These two people getting to know these two kind of lost souls finding each other and seeing. How is that going to be as good as everything previously? That's not a question. I'm excited to get into this. I like both characters so much that I am actually just want to see them interact. And where does this lead to? Because how can this have a happy ending? It can't. There's no ways, right? There's no ways this can happen a happy ending. So how will it end? Really, Ken Follett's writing in this is so and he's got a good sense of humor. And like that's I could enjoy it. Surprisingly, that I have a lot of stuff I'm reading where I'm really enjoying just what I'm reading and laughing and having fun. Awesome. Now, Mr. Follett, crushing it. After that, since I will finish that in, if not tomorrow, then at least on the 2nd. So it will be quick. It will be soon. And I'll pick up Heart of Darkness, the one I was also supposed to be. This is my shame now, because I was supposed to read this also in May, but I bit off more than I can chew and utter failure. So now this is part of my June reads. This is the Heart of Darkness and the complete Congo Diary. But I've decided I'll just read them like the Congo Diary with the Heart of Darkness because it's not that long and crazy. So I think that's going to be interesting, compelling, fun, excited to finally get to this. Yeah, so now we're done with the Mundane Fiction. Now let's get to the important stuff, to fantasy and sci-fi. I have to say, this month has just been great. I expected the reads to be good, but I'm lucky. And the way they are different type of reads and still great. Awesome. Yeah, of course, I've been fighting my way through the second half of A Storm of Swords by Mr. George R.R. Martin. I am getting real close to the end. This is the second part where I'm at page 436 of 554, so 110, less than 120 pages. Less than 120 pages. Which, if you know George R. R. Martin book, it gets so complicated. But I will say most of the big action and stuff is done. You're getting more like in the end, but it's still compelling and there's still a lot of stuff happening. This is a crazy good book. A Storm of Swords levels up from what comes before it in so many ways. Like last week when I ended, it was right before that scene. That scene, if you know what scene I'm talking about, that scene that I was like dreading. And yes, and I read it, and it was. And then there's so many scenes like that still follows up. The amount of stuff that happens in this second half of this book. And just the excitement and the insanity of it. Yeah, Martin really did something here. Am I surprising anybody? I think most people. This is considered the best book in the series. General consensus. I'm sure it's not everybody, but general consensus. Yeah. So I also think like if I don't finish it today, I'm gonna finish it tomorrow. It is just that amazing, man. An amazing book. It's also good. I'm definitely not doing. I'm definitely gonna need a week before I do the wrap up. I'm gonna have to finish these ones and then take a week. So only in the second week you'll see my wrap up video just to get process. Because isn't that the thing? We all have to process this. Nah, man. But yeah, it is. I feel like I like sitting with them just a little bit. I don't say process. Marinate. Marinate's for me the better word. I feel that's more accurate. Marinate with it. I can't add more. It is. This second part of Storm of Swords is just one blistering piece of madness and brilliant writing. And it's surprising how much, because I will last swing in, because the books and the TV show have veered off, especially a lot in the second book already. So there's a lot of different things. But then you could see that a lot of things they kind of pull back into, and they have it close and similar to how it happens in the book, because Martin's writing in this was just so brilliant and fantastic. Elia Martin, you done. And he keeps screaming that and he keeps repeating it. I'm not gonna say what happens, but I love that. Stunning chapter. Alright, so I will finish that. So I'll finally get into Solo Leveling Volume 3, which will be my first read for sci-fi fantasy read for the month of June. And I'm just happy, just going after the big ass boy it was A Storm of Swords, getting into something skinny. You know what the funniest part is? The 3 fantasy books that I put on, fantasy and sci-fi books, I put on my June TBR, all 3 together are still smaller than A Storm of Swords. Way smaller than A Storm of Swords. I'm like, nah, I'm pulling back. Can't wait to get into this. Volume 2 was such a big improvement from Volume 1 already. I can only think, let's hope Volume 3 keeps that trajectory. But if it's just as good as the second volume, then I'm already happy and excited. If it's a little bit less, I'm still happy. But I kind of know what's going to happen in there. And I'm excited to see how it plays off. Because I have watched the TV show. Well, then that's it, right? That's it. That is my reading update for the week. Yeah, I have nothing to add. Are you reading something interesting? What do you think? Well, I think I'm wasting my time. I never waste my time. You waste my time, but I don't waste my time. Yeah. Okay, so like, listen. If you've read any of these, please let me know what you think. If you think there's something I should read because I am enjoying these, which is quite crazy. I'm only reading bangers at the moment, which that's awesome. With that's not been the case the whole year, so this is really nice. But I just want to get my May stuff done, even if it's a little late, and get into my June reads. But I am having so much fun. The drugs are really kicking in right now, really kicking in. So let's just end this right now. Let's just end it before I start. It's gonna get weird if I keep going. Mm. So I am the anonymous librarian. You can call me Al, but if you don't call me at all, that's fine. Leave a little comment, like, subscribe if you want to. Now, not even if you want to, you should just do it. Just like and subscribe, okay? It should be. This is mandatory stuff. This is mandatory stuff. It should be. It should be. You need me in your life. Just admit it. Just be honest with yourself. You need me. You need me. I am the vegetables. I am the sustenance to keep your mind alive. To keep it from. Because I take in everything. Everything. Right? Not just sci-fi and fantasy. You know. Like, most of you just want to go watch sci-fi and fantasy booktubers and just talk about. No, you need a little bit of the nonfiction. You need a little bit of the mundane fiction. You definitely need some manga in your life and some comic books. Oh no, I'm just manga. No, I'm just both. You need both. Go. Just mix it in. You don't have to take a lot of all. Just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then eat the most of the one you like the most. Okay, fine. Let me just pause because just leave because these drugs are getting to me now. I kind of like you. That is the drugs talking for sure. For sure. Oh, a lot of things for my editor to get rid of this week.